A task force recruits and sends 3 people on a spaceship, Hail Mary, on a world-saving mission to find a solution in the Tausati star system and stop a microbe called astrophage, which is absorbing electromagnetic radiation from the sun. Because if this is not stopped, the sunlight will significantly reduce, resulting in Earth become colder and colder. Unfortunately, only one of the 3 survives, Ryland Grace, a science teacher and a former scientist. During the mission, Grace discovers another spaceship and encounters an alien, whom he names Rocky. After understanding the alien, Grace realizes that Rocky is also on the same mission, which is to save its planet from astrophage. So both civilizations try to solve the same problem together. Starring Ryan Gosling, Project Hail Mary is directed by Phil Lord and Christopher Miller and is based on Andy Weir's science fiction novel with the same title. Hey everyone, the Dark Knaik is here. What makes Project Hail Mary distinctive from the other sci-fi contents on the visual media? It doesn't follow a stereotypical or a mainstream route of attracting the global audience, with some galactic larger-than-life action sequences and heavily relying on VFX or CGI. I was impressed by the fact that Project Hail Mary avoided the usual aliens invading humans from America trope. Rather, Project Hail Mary, despite being a fiction, has a believable story. Scientists and astronauts can work for decades on the space and protect the Earth, as well as other celestial objects by finding intelligent solutions to avoid catastrophic disasters. Yes, extraterrestrial civilization is still a theory and a great idea to start a film script about science fiction. But it is an interesting hypothesis that a life outside Earth seeks a solution to protect their civilization and are vulnerable to Sun's unnatural compromise. Convincingly, the biggest winner or the cinematic accomplishment in Project Hail Mary was Rocky. Some of you will be surprised that the alien from the fictional planet Arid wasn't 100% CGI, but a real puppet on film sets. Under supervision of puppeteer and performer James Otis, Rocky was physically created and brought to life. During the shooting, sometimes more than 2 puppeteers controlled Rocky. The CGI was eventually used after practically using the puppet first, and the use of CGI was necessary to enhance advancements. The directors, Phil Lord and Christopher Miller, pressed that they wanted Ryan Gosling to interact with an existence, so that their friendship looks emotionally real. And that is something for the world of filmmakers heavily relying on extreme use of CGI. The use of puppet as an alien did grow on the audience, because the psychological traits of an extraterrestrial looked too realistic for CGI. Our hearts will break when Grace leaves Rocky to return to Earth. And this carried the most precious emotions, because you don't just travel across space to meet an alien friend. My point is that due to use of a raw physical object as an alien, their beautiful friendship naturally grew on us. Christopher Nolan would be very pleased and semi-proud of Chris and Phil for not relying entirely on CGI. I was kind of bored in the first hour of Project Hail Mary, as the story and the scientists seemed lost in translation and narrative. But everything clicked into place the moment Rocky appeared. A human-alien encounter is always a fascinating cinematic attraction. But Project Hail Mary was more than that. The film's writing immersed the audience in a cross-cultural understanding, where 2 unfamiliar worlds collide and gradually develop a language. The ABC model of attitude is reconsidered. As Rocky and Grace discover common ground, they gently accept each other, and their relationship slowly but beautifully grows on the audience. Although Project Hail Mary is science fiction, it remains a believable story if you apply its faithful novelty. But for 2026, the film reconsiders the idea about science to be a measure or medium of destruction or a catastrophic fallout. In the times when AI is the threat to permanently overtake the global film industry and invade the raw artistry and creativity, here is Project Hail Mary that screams that the world still can be a better place if science is not misused or corrupted. I'm Sami Naik.